As of September 14th of 2025, there are currently 47 volcanoes which are actively erupting around the planet, a total which is 3 more than were erupting last week. One of these erupting volcanoes is known as Ibu, which is located on the northwest portion of Indonesia's island of Halmahera. Ibu produces frequent volcanic explosions which might easily be mistaken for a planned mining explosion, often generating pyroclastic flows and releasing a rising eruption column. Ibu, along with Guatemala's Santa Maria volcano, are both highly viscous volcanoes which currently are erupting dacite lava, the same type most frequently erupted at Mount St. Helens. Because of its level of explosiveness, you should never attempt to get as close to Ibu as shown in this footage, which, by the way, was done by trained experts with many years' experience in this sort of thing, keeping at a minimum beyond its currently active exclusion zone of 2 to 3.5 kilometers in all directions. And now, here are this week's top volcano-related news stories. In Italy, increased unrest is occurring at the volcano named Vulcano, which is seeing an uptick in multiple geophysical datasets, including most notably a rise in soil carbon dioxide levels in one spot by more than 900%. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, the rapid dome growth of the erupting Karangetang volcano slowed, only to be replaced by very high gas emissions that contain a decent amount of sulfur dioxide. And in what is this week's top story, 2 volcanoes in the Philippines erupted anew, specifically Kanlaon and Taal. The latter volcano had been showing notably increased signs of unrest for several weeks prior, including elevated gas emissions, earthquakes, and then a nearly week-long non-stop volcanic tremor. This even caused a notable increase in degassing from its summit crater. Clearly, pressurized fluids were building underground, so at least a moderate-sized phreatic eruption was eventually expected. That eventual eruption came when at 4:33 p.m. on the afternoon of September 11th. Oh boy, that's pathetic. Is that it? Really? As it turns out, the weeks of building unrest truly did culminate in such a small explosive volcanic eruption that this would actually be classified on the 0 to 9 volcanic explosivity index scale as a 0. If you are wondering why gas is being generated when the acidic crater lake water hits the crater walls, that is because it is seeping into fumaroles just outside the lake shoreline and quickly flashing to steam. No further eruptions have occurred since, but because Taal is still producing an elevated level of daily earthquakes, more and probably larger eruptions are still possible in the near future. Now, heading 460 kilometers to the south-southeast, we reach the Kanlaon volcano in the Philippines. Kanlaon produced a prolonged eruption that was its largest on record between June 3, 2024 and June 2, 2025. This consisted of multiple large phreatomagmatic explosions that even generated a few kilometers-long pyroclastic flows interspersed by calmer, more continuous but weaker ash emissions. Well, it appears that after a 3-month pause, those latter weak ash emissions have resumed, specifically beginning on September 8th. Another weak ash emission occurred 2 days later. While no additional events have occurred since, in my opinion, it is quite likely that more activity is likely. Meanwhile, in Italy, after a period of unrest at the Vulcano volcano in the Aeolian Islands from 2021 to 2022, activity had been continuously declining but still remained negligibly elevated. This is why it was completely unexpected when, at the beginning of August 2025, the expected continual downward trend made an abrupt U-turn, with soil carbon dioxide levels rapidly rising throughout the remainder of the month by more than 900%, reaching even values higher than at any point during the prior episode of unrest in one spot between 2021 and 2022. And this was not the only thing which changed. Vent temperatures also increased during the same time period, along with the rate of small magnitude earthquakes, a slight ground deformation appearing, and even a slightly increased temperature of hot water in some thermal spots. While still weaker than the 2021 to 2022 unrest episode, this change is worth keeping an eye on for the time being. In my opinion, another batch of magmatic gases, but not magma, has probably intruded into Vulcano's hydrothermal system, increasing the pressure within it and causing the observed unrest. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, a change has occurred at the still erupting Karangetang volcano. For reference, viscous lava has been building 2 simultaneous lava domes, one on each of its twin peaks. Well, the lava fusion rate, especially at the northern peak, has recently dropped, being replaced by a notable increase in volcanic gas emissions. In my opinion, I suspect that a new batch of magma is on its way upwards, which could soon cause a change or even intensification of its eruptive activity. And yes, this footage was also taken by trained professionals with years of experience. This was potentially dangerous. Do not attempt, and do not go within Karangetang's active 1.5 to 2.5 kilometer exclusion zone in all directions around its summits. Here is a quick list of all the world's volcanoes which are currently erupting. Additionally, here are some volcanoes showing signs of unrest which are not erupting as of the recording of this video on September 13th of 2025. As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube.